Quince and Claire here, give it up. All too often, kids in under-resourced communities fall through the cracks. It's not that they aren't smart or motivated, y'all. They just don't get the same opportunities as other kids. That's why we are so excited and into a Chicago program that's helping kids gain confidence and stay on a track for success using boxing as the hook. You're going to love this. It involves sports. Here to explain, let's welcome the executive director of Chicago Youth Boxing Club, Noah. Give it up for him, Noah. Meet Quinton. So explain more about the boxing club.
Yeah, so it was 2006 in Little Village on the west side of Chicago. There were a couple of coaches. They were looking for spaces to train and coach kids and stuff. And, you know, they found Pastor Vic at La Vita Community Church in Little Village.
Yeah.
And he was so floored by what they were doing. He was like, listen, you can use the basement here in the church and set up. And ever since then, you know, it's grown into, we've served about 3,000 kids since 2006.
Wow.
You know, and the whole mission and purpose of it is, you know, for really bringing young people from the community in. This is a safe haven. This is where you can learn boxing. This is where you can grow. This is where you can be yourself.
Learn discipline.
Yeah, discipline, patience, perseverance, all of that stuff. Like our passion is young people in our community and stuff.
And the point isn't just to get them into boxing, right? It's also them like in a social setting with other people. There's so much more than that, right? Just not just the boxing.
Yeah, so like part of what we teach is all like perseverance, the patience and the discipline that it takes. And I think like a lot of people don't realize is that they think boxing is like this individual sport. It's just you and you don't need anybody else in there. But the reality is when your hands are all wrapped up, like you can't do anything for yourself. Like you can't drink water. Like you need somebody feeding you water as you're, yeah, it's a whole village to basically get you into the ring.
Yeah.
And so that's where we come in.
I love that. Yeah. So you grew up doing sports, obviously. Yeah, so how did that impact you think?
I mean, well, for one, my dad coached me in most of all the basketball I did, so it was really great. Our whole family bonded, you know, it was the type of thing. Alexis played a lot of sports, and we always wanted to show up for each other.
Yeah.
And so for me, I mean, it gives you that camaraderie with a group, you know, it helps you with discipline and stuff like that. But it was also just like, for me, it was a family thing, and it was just loving.
You felt a part of something.
Yeah, I felt a part of something, and you know, something to do on Saturday, something to look forward to every week. You know,
something positive to do on the weekend.
Yeah. Exactly, and also something you had to earn. You know, if your grades weren't looking right, you weren't playing on Saturday.
Yeah. So you attract kids by teaching boxing, but there's a lot more to this.
Yeah, of course. So, you know, we teach the sport of boxing, but we also have a huge part of our programming, which is academics, right?
Yeah.
So we run this program. It's called Si Se Puede, which in Spanish means, you know, yes, you can.
Yeah.
You know, and on a daily basis, kids can come to our facility and get help with their homework and their projects and stuff like that.
Tutoring and stuff.
Yeah. But in addition to that, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, the other piece that like I'm super floored about that we've been doing for a couple of years now is a scholarship, right? So not only do we care about like the here and now, this is, you know, we want to support you with your school, but like we want to see you grow after high school. And so, you know, the scholarship that we offer to about 20 recipients or so, you know, is something that we want to, you know, award them so they can use this, you know, whether it's 2 years or 4 years or a trade school, whatever it is, grad school, like that's what we want to see our young people like go towards. And so we actually give them the resources that they need, you know?
Not everybody has that opportunity. So to give them a goal or see a light ahead, like somebody believes in them and they can make it happen, that's so transformative from your soul inside and out. So what kind of changes have you seen in the kids over time?
Yeah, so, you know, when our kids start with us, right, a lot of them start off shy. But once you get in the ring, like that's where you really feel the power and the confidence that you personally have.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, too, like I can think of at least 6 of our kids that have lost 60 to 80 pounds since they've started.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Wow. You know, like, yeah.
Maybe I will get back into boxing. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and it's something, you know, they don't hate it. Like, there's something that they love doing and they're motivated by. You know, and the other thing that, like, I'm really, you know, that I'm like really floored about is, you know, so our space, like, you know, is located right in between rival gangs in Little Village. And it's a reality, it's an unfortunate reality that we, you know, like we live with and stuff like that. But our program is kind of known as a safe space for kids from both sides. Like we don't care like what side you come from, right? Like this is where you can come and be yourself and learn the sport of boxing and, you know, be a better version of yourself. So that's something that like I've seen too, like the changes and like the impact that we've had. So.
I can't even imagine the impact on the community, especially from both sides coming in and collectively agreeing in this one space. That's amazing. that's where change can happen.
Yeah.
So the club is all about helping Chicago youth avoid gangs and drugs, but it also opens up big opportunities. So Noah, you say many of the coaches have a special connection to the kids, so explain why.
So all of our coaches have at one point in time been members of our program. You know, they started at 10, they started at like 12 years old.
What a testimony to the other kids. Yeah.
You know, they fell in love with the sport of boxing, but they also fell in love with like coaching and wanting to give back to the program. So that's something I absolutely love about our staff.
It's got to be a great program if people want to stick around and help out afterwards too, after they're out of it. That's incredible. Well, we have someone in the audience who started with the program when he was 13 as a member. 9 years later, he's a coach, and his life looks nothing like he expected. Let's say hi to George, everybody. What's up, George? So George, take us back. Like, what was it that first day at the boxing club? What was it like?
Well, I grew up in a little village, and it's a great neighborhood, you know. But we also have our ups and downs with violence. So I grew up in school, you know, I had fights and everything, but my cousin, he introduced me to the boxing gym under the church. So, and it was only about 5 blocks away from me, and I didn't know the whole time growing up in Little Village. So I'm grateful for, you know, there's a great boxing gym in the church.
What a cool thing too with a kid that's like fighting. It's like, all right, if you want to fight, come show up here and learn how to do it right and like actually get that out and express it in a better way. So what was your experience at the boxing club like back then, like when you were hanging out, when you started getting into it?
Well, my experience, within my first 3 months, I had my first fight, and I lost, but
Humbling.
I had fun, you know? And I think that's the most important part, is having fun in the sport. So I kept fighting, you know? I gained up to about 80 amateur fights.
Wow.
Yep, and I have lots of trophies,
That's cool.
There you go. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God, you should have led with that. I'd have just had the picture of all my trophies. Like, this is who I am. Like, that's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, and so I have all my trophies and my belts all over the gym, so just to keep the youth, you know, motivated and keep them going. And yeah,
that's incredible, man. So what made you come back and now be a coach?
I just love coaching. Like, I love boxing, so if I coach, you know, I stick around with the youth and teach them what I know. I could create my own champions, and that's the goal, to create more champions and opening you know, doors for them, more opportunities for them, you know.
Yeah, but you know what? You're the opportunity too, because they'll see you and be like, my life doesn't have to look like how people are telling me it has to look. There's something bigger, there's something better, there's more.
Yeah.
And also becoming like the best version of yourself. Like he was saying, like, that's so cool. Like what, it's not like you're speaking, you know, it's not like lip service, like to these kids, you've actually been them.
Right.
That makes a whole hell of a difference, you know, to someone listening to you, and they're more apt to listen to you because of that, which is so smart. And so cool of you to give back to the kid you once were. That's super cool, man. Yeah. You should get a trophy for that. So we love how the Chicago Youth Boxing Club is lifting up your community. It's beautiful. We hope it impacts other communities. And so do our friends at Academy Sports and Outdoors. That's why they're giving you $5,000 just to help out. Just to help out. It's incredible what you're doing. Thank you.